Okita's injuries had finally recovered. Yamazaki had visited with a portmanteau. I think that's how you say that? A basket weaved by willow or bamboo, used as a luggage to store clothing while in transit. Wow! Looking good, my dude. So this is what they wear out west, huh? It cuts a little tight, don't you think? I don't know, you gotta do like a spinny for me. Guess it's easier to hack any bastard that gets in the way of my blade, though.
This order's straight from the commander. The Sacho wore Western uniforms during Toba Fushimi.
A shorthand slang term referring to the Satsuma and Choshu as a combined force. I like that. Sacho. Are you trying to rub it in? You know I wouldn't have any idea since I was stuck in Osaka Castle during all that. Built by Hideyoshi Toyotomi during the Warring States period, it was a stronghold of the shogunate and considered impregnable. After bickering with Yamazaki, he suddenly turned towards me. Hey, wake up. You look like you're gonna pass out. Do these clothes look stupid to you? Huh? Oh. I can barely recognize you. How should I answer? It's certainly something. I could kind of sense the answer that Okita was looking for, but either way, even if I said what he had wanted to hear, I'd likely receive a cynical response in return. Well, it's certainly something. I'm not used to seeing you like this, but they do look comfortable. That wasn't my question. Are you being coy? Are you that dense? It looked as though he wasn't going to let me even attempt a diplomatic response. They fit you quite well. Okay. Not that I was looking. Why aren't you looking at me directly? Say it to my face. Well, I didn't mean anything by it. Like, it wasn't intentional, so... I tried facing him directly, but for some reason my heart was thudding rapidly in my chest. Look, he looks good in it. My face felt hot all of a sudden, making it difficult for me to look him in the eye. Where do I put my face? I would understand if it were the other way around, but why am I the only one blushing here? Yamazaki, back me up! Yamazaki, help! Yep. See, he saw right through the lies. So, in other words, you find me sexy right now, don't you? What? I hadn't expected him to say that at all, and again I felt my face flush with color. It came as such a surprise that my heart jumped. What do you mean? It's not like that at all! I tried to keep my composure, but I heard my voice crack as I spit out a quick reply. Okita smirked, knowing he just put me on the spot. Geez, so quick to deny it. I was just messing with you. Well... I froze. Okita's lips curled into a small frown. Perhaps I had reacted too swiftly, and I was afraid that I could have come off as insensitive. When the guy asks you how he looks, you tell him he looked good. Alright? Okita! I called out to him as an attempt to get him out of his souring mood, but he no longer seemed interested in participating in our conversation. Nailing it. I'm sorry if I was being a little harsh. You look great. Gotcha. Thanks for letting me know. You should have seen your face just now. He wore a face befitting a smug triumph. I couldn't believe him. I mean, I could. Now that I think about it, you removed your top knot. Oh, yes, you have. I thought there was something a little different about your hair. Okita instinctively patted the spot where his top knot used to be, which seemed to sadden him. Yeah, it's the same style as Kondo. I guess it's the thought that counts. Okita looked quite handsome with his fresh new haircut and his new form-fitting Western uniform. I am sure he wanted to make a strong impression, especially with Kondo, as he readied himself to re-enter the battlefield with his old comrades. You look good.
Yamazaki, when are we getting out of here? Now that I'm all good and healthy, I'd like to leave as soon as we can. We're fighting in Kofu next, right?
A territory surrounding Edo under the jurisdiction of the shogunate that is generally regarded to be the land protecting Edo Castle. No specific lord governs this plot of land. From what we had heard, the now former shogunate commanded the Shinsengumi to fortify Kofu Castle in anticipation of the Imperial Army's march. Ieyasu Takagawa established this castle as the last line of defense to protect Edo's borders. An Imperial Army. Man, so many encyclopedias. Nope, number 4. Number 2. A specific reference to a core battalion of capable infantrymen who use Western military techniques and advanced weaponry in the latter stages of the Boshin War. Alright. Kondo believed this was the perfect opportunity for us to reestablish ourselves and gain merit, the thought of which excited him greatly.
That is uncertain until Dr. Matsumoto performs his final exam tomorrow.
Another one. But Dr. Matsumoto has already inspected me a bunch of times.
Well, it's better to be safe than sorry. If it turns out that you have not fully healed from your injuries, the commander has ordered me to ensure that you do not join us in battle.
That was dangerous.
What the hell? So you're telling me that I'd be a burden to all of you? Is that it?
Okita, it's not that you'd be a burden.
That's what he's implying, right? So when shit hits the fan, who else is going to be able to protect Kondo?
I just think Hijikata is worried about your health.
What's there to worry about? My injuries, gone. My tuberculosis, gone.
Okita muttered irritably to himself.
Besides, who is Hijikata to say anything? He let Kondo get shot. The next thing you know, he expects the chief to get right back on the saddle.
Within Okita's eyes burned a righteous anger, one that sent a chill down my spine. However, I couldn't help but think he was overreacting. Again. I understood why he felt the way he did, but that gave him no right to behave so immaturely.
There is no way the commander would make these decisions as wantonly as you suggest. He believed that asking Chief Kondo to join them would be a necessary benefit to the Shinsengumi.
Shinsengumi Chief, a position that oversees the administrative and strategic organization of the group.
Okay, so calling him a necessary benefit means that that guy, who can't even wield his sword, can join you.
Yamazaki gulped as Okita pushed back. Ever since Kondo was shot in the shoulder from an attempt on his life, he could no longer wield his sword as he once did. Oh no, Kondo!
Chief Kondo's job is to lead the troops. He is not expected to join the front lines of the battlefield.
Okay, but tell me how you expect that to play out there instead of in this conversation. So I bet what Hijikata's really thinking is that the only thing he cares about is our reputation, and he doesn't give a shit what happens to Kondo.
Okita! I called out his name to admonish his presumptions, but he paid me no mind and continued on his rant. Once he gets going.
I'm going to protect Kondo. I won't let Hijikata or anyone else use him.
When it came to Kondo, Okita had the tendency to act rashly and avoid looking at the bigger picture, particularly when Hijikata was involved. To his credit, his outburst was well-intentioned, as all he wanted was to display his concern for Kondo. But still... Okita. Learn some restraint, my dude. Tensions had cooled somewhat by the next day. It was time for Okita's final appointment with Dr. Matsumoto, who nodded throughout the inspection. If they didn't really want you there and thought it was going to be a problem, they wouldn't have sent you clothes, like a uniform, ready for you to go. Alright, they want you there, they're just worried about you, you dummy.
Looks like you are all healed up from your injuries, so I don't think there's anything to worry about.
Said so, didn't I? Man, both she and Yamazaki are such worrywarts.
Congratulations, Okita. This means you can rejoin everyone and make Kondo proud again.
You seem even happier than I am. Does me getting better actually make you happy?
Why, of course. Especially because I know just how distraught he'd become after the Battle of Toba Fushimi. It thrilled me to see how happy he was now that he could hold his sword again.
Okita, do you really intend on joining them over in Kofu?
Why do you ask? Don't tell me you're gonna say I shouldn't go.
That's not what I'm saying, but...
Whatever you're gonna say, I don't want to hear it. No point in stopping me. I'm not being left behind.
I see. Well, I thought so.
Dr. Matsumoto? I was worried that there was something still wrong with Okita, so I spoke up to clarify with the doctor.
Do you plan on taking her with you? If you're going to leave her behind, I'll watch over her.
Okita looked over at me.
That's not even a question. You're coming, right? Even if I told her to stay here, she'd probably find a way to come running after me anyways, right?
Okita was so blasé about it that I was shocked he said it outright. How dare you call me out?
What do you mean by that?
Well, I guess that Chizuru can't get enough of me. Like, she can't keep her eyes off me for long enough to the point she'll follow me wherever I go, even if people tell her not to.
Well,
Aw, is that some blushing I see? It's the truth.
Well, yeah, but you don't have to go and tell the doctor about it.
Look at those little blushing cheeks. You catching a cold?
Oh, shut up.
If this keeps up, I don't think I'll be able to bring you along with me.
Okita's eyes sparkled with mischief. I think, no, he's definitely messing with me. You're so mean, Okita.
Oh, you finally catching on? I've always been like this.
Dr. Matsumoto watched us bicker in silence. Eventually, he interjected.
So, Yukimura, it appears you have some feelings for Okita, is this true?
Oh gosh, you're gonna make me say it? I don't want to admit it. I don't want to admit it yet. Oh, Dr. Matsumoto, don't take this the wrong way. We were just kidding around.
She's only kidding herself. She was practically stuck to my bedside during the entirety of my recovery period.
Okita gleamed with pride at this fact, but the doctor's expression still seemed glum for some reason. I can't imagine why.
I see. So you do have feelings for Okita.
Called out. I could sense from both his expression and his silence that something was off with Dr. Matsumoto. Dr. Matsumoto?
Oh, it's nothing. While I understand your health has improved, you must still be careful. Please make sure Okita does not strain himself too much. Will you do that for me?
Yes, I understand.
Criminy. Does nobody around here trust me? All I've done is nap for months, and I've been listening to the doctor the whole time. I'll be fine.
Not the whole time, mister. Is Matsumoto... is the doctor, like, worried about us in a fatherly way? Like, that's the one you picked, huh? Yeesh. Not my first choice. I would have picked the bean. And so we departed for Kofu Castle. Okita could only move about when the sun had set, under the light of the effervescent moon. We swiftly moved through the darkness on the mountain pathway, hurrying to regroup with the Shinsengumi, but... Uh-oh.
Ah, shit. We're late.
In the distance, we could see smoke rising with cannon fire roaring in the background. Hey, you got your ninja outfit.
It appears as though the enemy has beaten us to the castle.
Where are Kondo and Hijikata?
Chief Kondo is back at the main camp. It is halfway up those mountains. I received word that Commander Hijikata returned to Edo to request reinforcements.
What? He returned to Edo?
Okita was furious, and his eyes widened with shock as he gritted his teeth.
You're telling me he abandoned Kondo in this godforsaken battlefield and returned to Edo on his own?
Chief Kondo is the one who ordered him to leave.
Yeah, but Hijikata probably coerced him to say that, right? That's how he gets shit done.
Okita, please calm down. What's the point in putting all of the blame on Hijikata right now? Okita huffed angrily before shutting his eyes to restore his level head. After taking in one more deep breath, he muttered aloud.
Let's regroup with Kondo immediately. Kondo can't defend himself. If they send men after him, he won't stand a chance.
Understood.
Okita and Yamazaki nodded at one another. Just then,
Who are you regrouping with exactly? I mean, things aren't looking great for you out here. I think it'd be wise of you to retreat with your tail tucked between your legs while you still can.
that voice! Hey, brother! Kaoru, what are you doing here?
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to watch the Shinsengumi flail around like pathetic losers as they watch their friends die. Since I couldn't find any of you out on the battlefield, I was starting to worry that I wouldn't see you at all. Looks like you made it in time for the show, though. You'll be able to witness the glorious execution of the Shinsengumi's idiot chief.
Welp. Okita's murderous eyes burned with contempt. He stepped forward, placing one hand in front of me. Aw.
Yamazaki, you go on ahead. Make sure Kondo's safe.
Understood.
Really? You stayed here to protect me and let Yamazaki help the chief? I am that's true love. Yamazaki answered curtly before disappearing into the forest. Don't die in there. I was so happy to have you alive in this route. It seemed as though Kaoru paid no concern to Yamazaki, his smirk still fixed on his face.
You look nice. All your little boo-boos patched up. You should know that any wound suffered from a silver bullet shouldn't heal, even with fury powers. So, you're pretty resilient for a fake.
How did you know that Furies are weak to silver bullets?
Do I owe you anything? What makes you think I'd entertain the idea of answering that question?
Fine. Whatever.
Ooh. Okita flashed a smirk before unsheathing his sword from its scabbard.
If you're not gonna talk, I guess I'll just wait until I string it out of you before I gut you.
You sure you can kill me? You're just a fake who's running out of time to live.
I mean, in the bad ending, he avenged us quite quickly.
This battlefield reeks of rancid blood. I wonder how long you can keep it together before you start craving the taste of it.
Shows how much you know. Ever since I've held my sword, I've been drenched in blood.
The words barely left Okita's mouth as he charged towards Kaoru. Alright, our first fight. Within the span of one breath, I saw Okita's sword flash brilliantly with 3 calculated strokes.
Gah!
Kaoru, however, watched the blade's path, dodging each strike with ease.
Looks like you can run just as fast as your mouth does. How about this?
Ooh. Okita's hair became a stark shade of white. Then Okita got into his fighting stance, radiating a bright aura around him. Oh, that's bright. After digging his heels into the ground, Okita leapt towards Kaoru even faster than before. I think brother hecked up.
Ugh.
Kaoru struggled to keep up with Okita's flurry of attacks, narrowly avoiding each slash until... Welp.
Ah!
Okita landed a series of blows, carving a crimson-colored flower of blood into Kaoru's flesh.
This is for Kondo. You've no chance, so don't even bother begging for mercy.
Huh. This is just a scratch.
I watched the openings in Kaoru's flesh begin to heal themselves shut in real time. That was quite the healing sound.
You're an idiot. You think I'm going to just sit and wait for those wounds to heal?
Eat. Okay, I'm like, do I click?
Ah!
Kaoru shrieked horrifically as his blood splashed. Okita reveled in the vicious display, allowing Kaoru's blood to shower him as he swung repeatedly at the demon. I forgot how crazy good this guy is at fighting. Man. I was witnessing something so disturbingly visceral that I almost had to cover my eyes. Kaoru was gasping for breath, suffering from the weight of his own blood before breaking into laughter.
Not bad. You're better than I thought you'd be, Okita.
Just can't stay down, can you? I'd keep my mouth shut if I were about to die as pitifully as you are.
You think I'm going to die here? Seriously?
Kaoru seemed strangely self-confident, moving his cryptic gaze in my direction.
My little sister isn't as sadistic as you are, Okita. Do you really think she's so impudent that she would sit idly by and watch her beloved twin brother murdered right before her eyes?
It seemed Kaoru's words, sincere or not, struck a nerve with Okita, who began to hesitate slightly. This moment of respite, however, was short-lived. Okita, no! I desperately screamed his name.
Here's my chance!
Did he just bolt? Oh no, he's rushing for Okita. Wrong direction. Brother, don't do it. Kaoru recognized his opportunity immediately, rushing for Okita the minute he noticed his hesitation. Although I appreciate, Souji, that you hesitated to kill my brother, but I'm really okay with it. Ah!
Don't touch her!
As Okita screamed out. Oh! You ran for— I thought you were running for Okita! You went from me, and you're giving me— Hold up! Is that the water of life right now? Right now? Well, I wondered about it all last game, so I guess, hey, we're gonna find out soon enough. Something was placed to the tip of my lips. Well, shouldn't have been standing there with my mouth open, I guess. I felt a thick, bitter liquid drip down my throat. It was crimson liquid, encased in a glass vial. Oh no! I choked on the liquid. However, I caught on too late, and it wasn't enough to stop it from sliding all the way down my esophagus. Frenzied, malicious laughter echoed nearby. Here I go. As the liquid slid down my throat, my heart pounded heavily as the serum began settling in my stomach. Well, this'll be interesting.
You bastard!
Okita readied himself into a striking pose, pointing his blade at Kaoru before lunging forward. However... Ah! Kaoru tossed me aside, leaping high above the ground like a crane taking flight.
You son of a bitch! That was...
I figured you'd be lonely down there by yourself, so as a treat you can keep her there with you. How funny. Chizuru, if it weren't for you being here, Okita would have surely killed me. Must be tough to bring bad luck wherever you go, especially to the person you love. How depressing.
Kaoru! I wiped the drops of serum around my mouth, glaring hatefully at Kaoru. However, Kaoru was indifferent to my anger, and he responded calmly.
See? Now the two of you can enjoy being Furies together. Have fun rotting in hell, you two.
You!
Oh wait, before I forget. Okita, you drank the water of life to cure your tuberculosis and use your sword again, is that right?
Kaoru began taunting Okita with a nasally tone, taking in his smug satisfaction.
Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but the water of life can't heal your disease. On the contrary, it'll just eat away at your body faster in hopes of getting rid of it. So all you can do is wait helplessly before you cough up all your blood and die a miserable death.
Wait!
Okita swung out at Kaoru, but Kaoru vanished into thin air, leaving behind only an ethereal smoke amidst the misty sky. Gah! Suddenly I felt hot all over, and I was overcome with an aggressive case of nausea. It was as if a malevolent force awoke to inhabit my body, bursting from its husk and taking shape.
Chizuru, hang on!
Okita wrapped his arms tightly around my shoulders. Through squinting eyes, I saw Okita's eyes glow with worry as he tried to comfort me. I'm fine. I tried mustering a smile, but my vision was losing its focus, and Okita's face became more and more blurry. Okita forced his eyes shut, biting into his lower lip out of frustration. It almost seemed like it hurt him more than it hurt me. How odd.
I'm so sorry. I messed up. I didn't kill him quickly enough and I let him get away. And look where it got you!
No. Okita spoke through gritted teeth. His words were heavy with guilt. It's not your fault, Okita. I let my guard down. But Okita only bit into his lip more deeply, shaking his head in frustration.
No, it's all my fault. I was confident that no matter who stood in front of me, I could protect you.
He looked down, muttering in a nearly inaudible tone to himself.
What was the point in honing my swordsmanship this whole time? Especially if I can't even protect the people I care about when they need me most.
The remorse sat heavily on Okita's shoulders. It killed me to think that I was at fault for how much he was tearing himself apart inside. I mean, it was your brother.
How are you feeling?
Fine. Just a little dizzy.
Gotcha.
Forget about it. Let's hurry. We need to meet back up with Kondo. Okita looked as if he wanted to respond, but instead he turned to stare up at the clouds above.
I don't think we'll need to.
Huh?
Seems like the battle's over. You don't hear any more gunshots, do you?
Then that means... Kondo. I felt lightheaded, as if my blood had left my body. We entrusted Yamazaki with the objective of keeping Kondo safe, but... was he really able to protect him?
Let's return to Edo at once. Don't worry about it. Kondo's not gonna die. I won't let him.
Part of me believed that. While I hoped Okita was right, he was trying to convince himself more than me.
At the end of it all, I proved useless yet again.
The chilly mountain wind lifted his words away, scattering them across the rows of trees around us.